There are 6 questions that everyone should be asking their estate planning attorney when they go in to meet with them. Today, we're going to talk about those. Welcome back again. Now, the 4th important question to ask your estate planning attorney when you meet with him or her is, what is the best way to avoid estate tax as well as probate fees? So, estate tax is something that's pretty interesting in that it changes all of the time. That is something that is dependent on who is in office, and it can be really low, it can be really high. Right now, most people don't have an estate tax problem because the estate tax exemption is huge. For an individual, it's over $11 million. For a married couple, it's over $22 million right now. So most people don't have that problem with estate taxes. If you do, there are more advanced estate planning techniques that can be done other than just a revocable living trust in order to reduce your estate tax liability. But for most people, really don't have to worry about it right now. That can change. That can change with every single administration. In our lifetimes, it's been as low historically as $675,000. That was back in the early 2000s. So if you owned assets in excess of $675,000, which many people did, much more advanced estate planning techniques were necessary in order to minimize those estate taxes that were paid. Plus, once you're above that exemption, the amount of this estate tax is pretty significant. That has ranged historically from about 40%, which is currently now, which is low, to about over 55%, which is back what it was in about 2001. So estate tax amounts and exemptions vary significantly. That is definitely something to be on top of. Now, that's something that you would think your attorney would be on top of and would positively reach out to you if you were affected by any changes in the law. Unfortunately, most attorneys aren't set up their processes in such a way that they can go out and reach out to those clients who are potentially affected. We're a little bit different. That is one of the things that we track. So if you are one of our estate planning clients, you don't have to worry about that, because when there are significant changes in the law, we will go ahead and contact you to see whether and what type of advanced estate planning techniques we need to do in order to make sure we reduce your estate tax liability as much as possible. We also, for our own clients, we're also a little bit different in that we offer a complimentary review at least every 3 years, particularly for this reason, so that if there are major changes that happen that affect your estate planning, we can address that. Such as if you get married, or you get divorced, or you have kids, or there are changes in the law. Those are main times when you want to make sure you review your estate plan. We make sure to do that for all of our clients. So the second part of this is, what's the best way to avoid those probate fees? Well, the only way to avoid probate fees, which include things like court costs, mandatory attorney's fees, mandatory executor fees, sometimes bond fees, appraisals, and so on, is to avoid probate. And the only way you can avoid probate is by having a fully funded revocable living trust. So with that, not only are you setting up your will, but you have a trust in place that's going to specify who you want to inherit from you, when they're going to inherit from you, in different ways that they're going to inherit from you, but not just laid out as a will, actually set up as a trust, naming a trustee, naming beneficiaries as well, and not only to make sure that all of the legal paperwork is done, but the next step, which is even more important, arguably, is to make sure that your trust is adequately funded. That means that things that need to go into the trust are actually put into the trust. Those are things like your home, your vacation rentals, any real property that you own, bank accounts, investment accounts, and so on. You want to make sure that those are actually properly within your trust. And if they are, then you get to avoid the probate system, the probate process completely, and you get to avoid those probate fees completely as well. Once again, my name is Pantea Fozouni with Palm Desert Law Group. If any of these things that we've talked about is hitting a nerve with you, or you have more questions about, or you want to discuss further, feel free to reach out to us. My contact information is on the bottom of the screen. I'm happy to help answer any questions that I can for people, as well as to help people shore up either the plans that they don't have or the plans that they have in place to make sure it really reflects everything that they want. So until next time.